Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review for you guys. So the movie I'm reviewing today is Friday the 13th from 2009. So Friday the 13th was released on Friday the 13th in 2009. It was directed by Marcus Nespel, and it stars Jared Padalecki as Clay Miller, Danielle Panabaker as Jenna Montgomery, and Derek Mears as Jason Voorhees. And if you're interested in watching this is available for streaming on HBO Max. This movie had a budget of $19 million, and at the box office it made $92.7 million. So it did fairly well. It had the highest grossing box office of all of the remake movies from 2000 to 2010. Alright, so let's get into what this movie is about. So our movie starts off with Mrs. Voorhees, and it's in black and white, and we have Mrs. Voorhees trying to kill, I think it's Alice, and Alice ends up cutting off her head, and we find little Jason, who comes up and finds Mrs. Voorhees' body and finds her head. And then we cut forward to present day. And present day we have this group of 5 kids looking for a marijuana farm at Crystal Lake. They get there and they start walking around, and it starts getting dark, so they're like, well, let's just camp out and we will look for it in the morning. And so that was the big mistake that they made, because then comes Jason, and Jason ends up killing them all. And this is a real shocker, because this all happens in like the first 20 minutes, because when we see these kids, we're really led to believe that these are the kids who are going to be the main characters in our movie, and then 20 minutes in and they all die is kind of crazy. So then we have our next flash forward to 6 weeks later, and here we have another group of kids. I believe it's 5, and then we also have another one who is not a part of that group. So Jared Padalecki is playing Clay Miller, and he is actually the brother of one of the people from who was looking for the marijuana farm. And since they had went missing, he has come to try to find what had happened to his sister and see if she's around. And we have our other group who's just there to go to like a lake house and party. And Jason comes back and starts killing them off one by one, and that's where I'm going to leave the synopsis. Now let's get into the things that I liked about this movie. So there was a very cool kill in the beginning of this movie in the first group of 5 kids. And I think it's an homage to a Jason kill from a previous movie, but I don't think that's a direct copy. And it's where there is Jason puts this girl in a sleeping bag and hangs her above this fire and just kind of like lets the fire envelop the sleeping bag, and ultimately the sleeping bag burns enough to where she falls out and she's dead. And I thought that that was a super cool and interesting kill, because I know that Jason has like taken a sleeping bag and like hit it against a tree, but I don't think that that specific kill has happened before. But I mean, I could be wrong. I have quite a few of the Friday the 13th movies that I haven't seen before, so I also like how they did subvert our expectations of the cast. When we have our original 5 young adults, we think that those are going to be our main characters, and then we're kind of shocked when Jason ends up killing them all in the first 20 minutes. And I thought that that was a really interesting idea, and I thought that that was pretty fun, and it adds to the kills that we see in this movie. So I also really liked that this is kind of like a smarter Jason, because we see that and I'm not 100% sure what this thing is, but he's like in this underground area, and so he's taken hostage Whitney, who is Clay's sister, and we see that he has these things all around Camp Crystal Lake that trigger bells down there, so he knows when people are around. And I think that that is a pretty good touch to add to this movie. And as for the things that I did not like about this movie, is a lot of the scenes were very dark, and it was sometimes hard to see what was going on, which is kind of a disappointment. But I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that I had wrong with this movie. I ended up really enjoying this movie, and it is kind of like if you want to watch Friday the 13th but you don't want to watch the first four movies because this is a encapsulation of different elements from all of the first four movies in the original series. We have Jason, who starts off as a little kid with Mrs. Voorhees. Then we have Baghead Jason, who during this movie, it looked very The Town That Dreaded Sundown, the Phantom Killer. I thought that was kind of interesting. He then ends up finding the hockey mask, so he then becomes the hockey mask Jason that everyone knows. Now that we heard what I had to say about this movie, let's talk about what other people thought of this movie. On Letterboxd, it has a 2.4 out of 5. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 26% critic score and a 46% audience score. And on IMDb, it has a 5.1 out of 10. And I ended up giving this a 4 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. I really enjoyed this movie. Granted, I haven't seen a whole lot of the other Friday the 13th movies. Now that I have the Deluxe Collector's Edition box set from Scream Factory, I plan on watching a lot of them, but I kind of have put that on hold. This is the first one that I've watched out of the box set, and I've put that on hold because a lot of there's been some issues with the discs and they're missing content. I've put in my information for the replacement program and I'm gonna wait till then to start watching the other movies. But that is it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the remake of Friday the 13th, whether you like it or you don't like it and why. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.